Look, we all love scouting the studs, right? I mean, when you go in there, there's nothing like the excitement about seeing someone who is top level at whatever they do. I'm a big appreciator of athleticism and movement and body control and explosiveness. We used to call it reactionary athleticism on the defense and the athleticism and explosiveness on the offense. I loved it. So I would love going into these places. You know, our scouts would send us to different places in the country and talk about where these guys were thriving. And I would go in. I loved that. So there's no question that was my buzz. But I will tell you, every once in a while, when you could go in and find that sort of diamond in the rough, and you had it kind of in your figurative pocket, that had its own element of buzz. You'd come back and I'd tell my son, or I'd tell my wife, or I'd talk to my closest friends, telling them about, keep an eye on this person. And so there's excitement on both sides, but in the end, it's about looking at those guys and daydreaming about getting the best players out there on your team. And just to finish this off, Eric, when we were back and forth on whether we were going to draft some of the big players over the years, again, I hate to always come back to Julio Jones, but I remember thinking, I was looking at him and watching him, and we finally went to be able to visit him in Tuscaloosa. And man, he wanted nothing to do with us. Nothing. We walked in. He's like, seriously, you guys are here to see me? I have no desire to go in the draft that late. And I remember saying to him, like, hey, man, just bank on us being right in on it. And it was a big deal. Of course, we made a massive move. But I love scouting the top-notch players. It's what life is about.
Yeah, there's just such a completeness there, right? There's such a, set it and forget it type of mentality with those players. And I can definitely see that. And, I'm the same way as far as like, when I was a professor, it was like, the blue chip students were just so much fun because they just had, the intuition that, that it was maybe more rewarding to teach the weaker students to become, better than what they were. But there's a little bit of something special to take a player, to take a student, or in your case, a player from like an 8 to a 10 out of 10, like that. That's certainly, and obviously the Falcons took Julio from that, right? Like he was, I think Julio exceeded draft expectations, which is, I think to you guys' credit.